Hey everyone, it's Jennifer Pickett. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I am so excited to do a training video for you on one of the newest Plexus products. So as you know, I'm a Plexus Ambassador. I'm an independent Plexus Ambassador. I'm an Emerald Ambassador currently, and I'm a dietitian by profession. Next year, I will have a total of 20 years of experience in healthcare, health and wellness, and I am very passionate about helping others get healthy. So I get more and more excited as I continue on my Plexus journey and I see the exciting new products that come about. And I get really, really excited when I dig in and I research and I study the science behind the products. Because let me tell you, it is solid. So if you're watching this, please just remember this is a training video. It's for educational purposes only. And it is simply to encourage you, to train you, to give you some background information about the product, but also it's to help you build belief in the product. So tonight we're talking about one of my favorites, our newest product, VitalBiome. I love this product. So you will hear me talk about some science. You're going to hear me talk about some research that's out there. So let me give a couple disclaimers first. Number one, I'm not, as I'm talking about how this can help with certain disease states, please know that I am never saying that Plexus supplements can diagnose, treat, prevent, or cure disease. Okay, so just want to throw that out there. Here's my other disclaimer. As I'm talking about science, I realize that most of you are like, don't really care about the science, or you're like, oh my goodness, I could never talk about the science. Guys, here's the reality. You don't have to talk about the science, okay? Honestly, most people don't care about the science. Most people are wondering two things. Number one, will it work for me? Number two, what makes this unique and different? So my purpose of this training video tonight is to really help instill that belief that this product is truly unique and different. There's nothing like it anywhere. And you have it in your hands to offer health and happiness to others. Isn't that exciting? So don't worry if you can't explain the science, because honestly, most people don't care. And two, that would get really overwhelming to most people. Can we just take my word for it on this one? Okay, I've tried. Most people just don't care about the science. So, so buckle up, get a notepad, get a pen, take some notes, because you know what? That's what I do. Just because I'm a dietitian, just because I have some healthcare experience, does not mean that I just all of a sudden have this knowledge like imparted to me. Guess what I do? I watch videos. I pause it, I take notes, I take more notes, I pause it again, I play it. Guys, and I love to listen to others. We've got some amazing Plexus ambassadors, because as I hear it, I discover ways of, hey, I really like the way she said that. That makes sense to me. Or I like the way she put that. So I watch a lot of different videos. I take notes and I talk about it. What I have found is the more I talk about it, the more comfortable I am. So that when I'm talking to others, then it kind of becomes a little bit more of a habit, because I've talked about it so much that it kind of flows off the tongue a little bit easier. So I encourage you to do that. Watch a lot of videos, okay? Take notes. There is something about writing it down and listening to it. It really helps to make things connect. So let's get started. I've got some slides to show you, because again, I want you to hear it, but I also want you to see some of the facts, okay? So let me share my screen with you right now, and we will get started. All righty. Okay, let's start with one of my favorite topics. What is a microbiome? You have heard this word and you're like, okay, first of all, I don't even know what you're talking about. Microbiome, what is that? What does that mean? So a microbiome is this is this balance of good and bad microbes in and on your system, your whole entire body system. Now, as we look at your microbiome, what we realize is that most of that microbiome is in your gut. Okay, that's where most of it is located. So if we go back, even within the past 10 years, that's when a lot of this information has come to light. And it is amazing listening to doctors, and they are absolutely astonished. This is literally a scientific breakthrough because we're realizing that your microbiome affects everything. So let's review what it affects. Number one, it affects your mood, how you feel. It affects your immune function, how healthy you are, how your body fights disease. It affects your weight. Are you going to store fat? Or are you going to burn fat? It affects your nutrient absorption, and it affects your overall health. So guys, that is a huge, big picture. Your microbiome affects almost every single facet of your health. So let's play a little game that I like to call Did You Know? Okay, so did you know that your body is home to trillions of bacteria? That's trillions with a T. Trillions of bacteria, and you actually have more bacterial cells than you do human cells. Isn't that crazy? Did you know that 70 to 80% of your immunity, your immune function, comes from your gut? Did you know that 90% of that mood-boosting serotonin, that feel-good hormone that we call serotonin, 90% comes from your gut? Finally, did you know your microbiome is damaged easily and quickly, and it is under assault every single day by environmental assaults, antibiotics, hormones, poor diet, poor sleep, and chronic stress. So guys, your gut health, your microbiome is constantly under attack. So it is constantly changing. Okay, so we have got to do something. So here's another fun word for you: dysbiosis. Dysbiosis. What in the world is that? Dysbiosis is simply a state where you have this overgrowth of the bad organisms, not enough of the good organisms. Too much bad, not enough good. So when we look at gut health, what we really want for ideal gut health, we want 80% good, healthy bacteria, 20% bad organisms like fungus and yeast. The problem is that in most people, this ratio is totally reversed. There's an overabundance of the bad. This is because of the overuse of antibiotics. It wipes out your healthy bacteria. If you have a standard American diet, by the way, we call that SAD. And yes, you do. We all do, y'all, okay? So if you have a standard American diet, it really feeds a yeast overgrowth. It reduces your good, healthy bacteria. If you've had to be on steroids, certain medications, that's like putting fuel to a fire. It really feeds an overgrowth of the bad organisms. If you don't sleep good at night, poor sleep can decrease your good, healthy bacteria by 50%. Chronic stress, not exercising, that really has a dramatic effect on your good, healthy bacteria. So it's not surprising that 60% of Americans live in this state of dysbiosis. So what does this mean? First of all, it is characterized by being moody, having bad breath, being anxious, having excess gas and bloating, and suffering from constipation. No thanks, right? I mean, like, I know some of you are thinking of people you know like this, right? Okay, it's a problem. It's not just that they're unpleasant to be around because they're moody. It really increases your risk. So it increases your risk for digestive problems and digestive diseases. It's going to increase your risk of vitamin deficiency. It's going to give you that horrible feeling of sadness, depression, anxiety. It's going to cause an impaired immune system. You want your immune function strong. You want your body fighting disease. You don't want it susceptible. You don't want that immune function impaired. And it's going to lead to skin conditions. Hello, are you ready? Do you think this is something we totally need to look into? And does anybody else think that that's 60% of Americans living in a state of dysbiosis? I think that's really low. So as we look at our microbiome and what in the world are we going to do, we're going to look at a comprehensive approach. Now tonight, I'm just going to focus on a supplement approach, okay? But remember, that's just part of the puzzle. A supplement is not a quick fix. It is not a magic bullet. It's not an end-all be-all. It is simply a tool, but it is a tool that is absolutely essential. Gone are the days where diet and exercise are enough. And as we learn more about the microbiome, you will be on the same page as I am, and you will see, wait a minute, I can't do this on my own. I've got to have a supplement to support me. So I want you to think of your microbiome as a garden. Now, I love to plant flowers in the springtime. I absolutely love it. Most of you know my story. You know I started Plexus Supplements shortly after I lost my mom. And when my sweet mom was alive, planting flowers together, that was our thing. We would compete. I love flowers. And so every spring I lose my ever-loving mind and my hands have got to be in the dirt. And I am giving planting advice to anybody who will listen. Well, the worst part of the spring is I've got junk left over in the pots, dead stuff. There's weeds that have grown up in my flower beds. And so before I get to the fun part, which is planting the beautiful flowers, I've got to weed my garden. I've got to pull out the dead stuff from last year. I've got to pull out the weeds. So if you think of your body in the same manner, you have got to take out the weeds. Our products that do that, ProBio 5 and BioCleanse. So ProBio 5, I know some of you are thinking, we already had a probiotic, Jennifer. Why do we have another one? Guys, ProBio 5 is so very effective. It is a very powerful enzyme blend. It serves such an important role because it provides enzymes. Those enzymes attack the cellular structure of the overgrowth of the bad microbes so that your body can break it down and get rid of it. A blend of 4 different enzymes. So you've got to have ProBio 5 to weed out the bad stuff. BioCleanse, that wonderful gentle magnesium supplement, is going to come in there, kind of sweep up the weeds that you just pulled and get it out of the system, okay? So those two are really a powerhouse together. It's very important. It's kind of hard for me to have room to plant flowers in my flower pots or in my flower beds if I leave all the dead stuff and all the weeds. There's no room. So it doesn't make sense. So you got to rip those weeds out of there. Get them out, okay? So that's what ProBio 5 and BioCleanse do in your body. Next, this is the fun part. So this is the planting part, okay? Seed. So you now have some fresh, clean soil and you're ready to start planting. And what our seeding tool is VitalBiome. So VitalBiome, I'm going to go into a lot more details tonight. VitalBiome is really going to help you. You're planting those seeds. It has 8 different strains of healthy bacteria. So you're going to plant those babies in the ground. Then what do you do next? You feed it. So Plexus Slim contains a prebiotic. A prebiotic is like fertilizer. It's Miracle Grow for the good, healthy bacteria. You're going to pour that on those new seeds, and it's going to help them grow and flourish. It's the ideal situation. And so then you have this blooming, growing garden, okay? Because you've done everything right. Now we're going to protect that garden with X Factor Plus. So that's how the weed, seed, feed, and protect mechanism works in your body, similar to in a garden. So I hope that makes sense. So let's talk about that seed part. let's talk about VitalBiome. So here's the key benefits, and we're going to dig in deep so you get some background information. It's going to reduce GI distress, boost your immune system, boost digestion, and improve your mood. Isn't that awesome? And it is backed by science. So VitalBiome contains 8 different bacterial strains. ProBio 5 only contained 5, okay? So it has some healthy bacteria, doesn't have enough, okay? But it has those powerful enzymes, so it kind of has a different job. We need a little bit more. The more we learn about microbiome, the more we know, and so we know we need more. And so that's why this one has 8 different bacterial strains, where ProBio 5 had 5. These bacterial strains are the right strains. They are backed by 279 scientific studies. These strains were selected with the best survival to make it to the GI system alive, because if a probiotic is killed off somewhere between here and here, it's not going to work, right? So these strains were very specially selected so that they would make it to that lower GI system alive. It contains 20 billion live probiotics, live organisms, live healthy bacteria. Another word for that, live CFUs. CFUs is colony forming units. And so this contains 20 billion CFUs, which is amazing. And I think ProBio 5 contains 2 billion CFUs. It also has a delayed release veggie capsule, again, so it can make it to that lower GI system, and has an amazing special Plexi Pack bottle to keep those strains alive. So that's why you always want to keep it in this bottle, even when you're traveling, okay? So you will see it has a special little lining. It looks a little bit thicker. I'm not sure if you can see that with the light, but you want to definitely keep it in the bottle because it's designed to keep those little boogers alive. So this is just healthy, happy science. So let's talk healthy bacteria, because that kind of makes me giddy, right? So healthy, happy science. This VitalBiome contains 3 strains of lactobacillus, 3 strains of bifidobacterium. It contains Bacillus coagulans and Saccharomyces boulardii. So let me give you just a few more details about this. So lactobacillus, what's up with lactobacillus? So remember, lactobacillus produces lactic acid. That makes the GI system more acidic. So that really helps to create that environment that's going to keep the bad bacteria out and the yeast under control. It's also going to help improve digestion of food. It's going to improve or support immune function by really helping to stimulate those natural killer cells to help counter bad microbes. And VitalBiome contains 3 different strands of lactobacillus. So I know you're on the edge of your seat because you want to know about the 3 strands, right? Because you're at least curious at this point. So Lactobacillus acidophilus, man, what a powerhouse. Lactobacillus acidophilus is a wonderful antimicrobial that really helps to improve gut health. So let me give you a short list about Lactobacillus acidophilus. It produces antimicrobial compounds. It really attaches to colon cells and helps decrease the growth of the polyp cells. So remember, polyps can sometimes lead to colon cancer. So this is going to help decrease the growth of those precancerous cells, potentially. It helps to break down lactic acid. It has been tested, Lactobacillus acidophilus has been tested on kids that have problems with diarrhea. They do fantastic. The diarrhea stops when they start taking Lactobacillus acidophilus. It helps the gut get rid of decaying bacteria. It helps with yeast overgrowth, so especially for someone with recurrent urinary tract infections, man, I mean, this is going to make a big difference with them because that is typically a yeast overgrowth problem. It's also been shown to really help with those people who suffer with gut pain. So pretty fascinating stuff. So let's move on to Lactobacillus helveticus. This is a powerful one because it has been clinically demonstrated to reduce feelings of stress and anxiety. And I'm going to go into more detail about that one in a second. And then finally, Lactobacillus plantarum, and this is going to produce lactic acid, which helps keep those bad microbes in check. So remember, part of the job of the good healthy bacteria is to fight the bad guys. So I kind of want you to think about the superhero mentality. Part of their job is just to fight the bad guys, kind of keep them in check, right? So let's move on to Bifidobacterium. Bifidobacterium is a shy probiotic superstar. We know that this is currently the best studied probiotic. It helps to reduce gut inflammation. It helps to support immune health. It produces vitamin B12, biotin, vitamin K, and it protects from bad microbes. Again, good news, VitalBiome has 3 different strains of Bifidobacterium. These were selected very specifically because of their survival ability, their ability to adhere to the gut wall, and the strength of the clinical studies. If you do not hear anything else tonight, hear me on this. This was not like something that was thrown together and the scientists said, hey, we'll just see if this works. A lot of research, a lot of science goes into this baby, okay? So they did not throw this thing together. So let's talk Bifidobacterium. Don't you love that picture of the little healthy bacteria? So Bifidolactis, it is going to rapidly restore the microbiome after antibiotic use. Y'all, sometimes we don't have a choice. We have to take an antibiotic. Granted, they are completely overprescribed, but sometimes in life, you have to take one. So this is going to rapidly restore the microbiome after antibiotic use. Now, if you're one of these and you're like, well, you know what? I've been pretty healthy and I don't take antibiotics. That's fantastic. But like, when's the last time you went to Starbucks? If you had a latte that had milk in it, it probably had antibiotics and hormones in it. Okay, so trust me, I guarantee you, you're getting antibiotics from somewhere. Okay. Bifidolactis. So Bifidolactis is amazing because Bifidolactis really helps to reduce bloating and improve intestinal regularity. So this is absolutely crucial. And then Bifidolongum is clinically demonstrated to improve mood, reduce stress, your stress hormone levels, and to decrease anxiety symptoms. Let me real quick before I move on, I want to make sure you know that Bifidolactis is going to really help your immune function, how your immune functions works. It's going to stimulate white blood cells. So again, look at all the different the different benefits that you're getting. And I'm not done yet, y'all. Like, we're still talking. We still have a little bit to go. So we've talked about the 3 lactobacillus strains, the 3 bifidobacterium strains. Let's talk about another one. Is this not the cutest picture? Okay, I want you to imagine this, because part of the role of healthy bacteria is to protect, just like this big old dog is protecting that little bitty puppy. So let's talk Saccharomyces boulardii. Saccharomyces boulardii is a good yeast, a good healthy yeast that functions like a probiotic. It functions like a good healthy bacteria. Okay, its main job is to protect against bad organisms, bad bacteria. We know that it also helps to restore a disruptive microflora imbalance. Okay, I know that's two big words, microflora imbalance. All that means is that balance of good and bad, right? It's going to help restore that balance. Very powerful. One more, Bacillus coagulans. Bacillus coagulans is a lactospore. A lactospore is a hardy spore-forming microbe that activates in the stomach acid. So that's how it starts working. So not only is it protected until it gets to the lower GI system, but it is, that's how it kind of activates, okay, once it gets there. So we know about Bacillus coagulans that it has been clinically demonstrated to reduce GI distress, relieve bowel discomfort, and just benefit that gut health, benefit your overall health. Many benefits. So as we talk about health, let me recap really quick, okay? Health, from a health perspective, all of these healthy bacteria, it's restoring the balance of good microbes, it's reducing GI distress, it's combating bloating and discomfort, it's supporting a healthy immune function, and it's improving digestion and regularity. Oh, by the way, I'm not done, because how about how you feel, right? Okay, so like I'll take the health benefits, amazing, but I'm not done, because so much of this is related to how we feel. So I love this. So let's move on to happiness. Who doesn't want to feel happy? Okay, here's why. There's science behind it. It's not just us Plexus ambassadors saying it'll make you feel happy. There's science to back it up. So we know that it's going to reduce feelings of stress and anxiety. It is reducing that stress hormone called cortisol, and it's improving your mood. Can we back it up? You better believe it. So there was a clinical study that was done. It looked at two specific healthy bacteria. That was Lactobacillus helveticus and Bifidobacteria longum. So these two, they gave folks these two healthy bacteria, and then they wanted to see if they had any relief from their symptoms. What they found is that there was a 32% decrease in anxiety. 32% decrease. There was a 25% decrease in feelings of sadness. And guys, there was a 27% decrease in anger and hostility. Now, I know already you are writing down people's names, okay? Because people really suffer from anxiety and depression, and I'm not making light of that at all. That is a crippling condition. I'm getting tickled when I talk about a decrease in anger and hostility. Who has children? They push our buttons, right? They test the limits of our patience. Every parent needs VitalBiome. Do you understand? 27% decrease in anger and hostility. Hashtag save the children. Every parent, every teacher needs VitalBiome. Save the children. So guys, that is a little bit of information about VitalBiome. I know I threw a lot at you, right? But I want to get you, it sounds dorky, but I want to get you excited about healthy bacteria because it's changing lives. Scientific breakthrough with regard to microbiome. Plexus recognizes that they're literally already 20 steps ahead with the best of the best. VitalBiome, 8 strains of healthy bacteria backed by 279 scientific studies, 20 billion CFUs. Science is one thing. I personally like how I feel on it. So here's the question. How do you take it? Number one, you already learned from me tonight. Keep it in this handy bottle when the cap is screwed on, okay? Because remember, this is a special bottle. So keep it in the bottle even when you travel. Keep that cap screwed on tight. So you take one of these a day, preferably on an empty stomach. Okay, you're not going to take this with ProBio 5. Those are two different actions. We want ProBio 5 weeding out, breaking down the bad organisms. We're going to plant our seeds at another time. Okay, so you can take this in the morning with your Slim. That would be a great strategy of doing that. If you find that that's not really working for you, okay, flip-flop it. You can take your ProBio 5 in the morning, take your VitalBiome at night before you go to bed, okay? So ideally on an empty stomach, and not to be taken with ProBio 5 or BioCleanse, okay? So fantastic product. Guys, these products change lives, and I am overwhelmed already at how many people are seeing a difference with how they feel by taking this supplement. We have only had this since June when we were at convention. Whose life can you change? People are suffering, and you hold a powerful tool in your hand. And by the way, it might decrease their anxiety, but it's going to make them feel better overall, improve their gut health, improve their immune function. The list goes on and on. When you've got that many benefits, why wouldn't you offer it to people? So I hope I've encouraged you tonight. I hope I have gotten you excited about healthy bacteria. Oh my word. It's exciting stuff. It's exciting times. We are in the business of changing lives. So let's go out there and do it. Thanks for listening tonight.